24 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Thursday morning. How many of you, when you heard us this morning, if you heard us this morning, the first thing we do in the morning is we kind of give everybody a rundown of what we're going to be talking about and who we're going to be speaking to. How many of you heard us talking about the burden of my red lips in Tehran and said to yourself, oh gosh, I got to make sure I tune into this segment because this has been the segment we've been looking forward to all morning. Not that the other ones weren't good, but this one has some special parts to it. I'm going to give it a shot at pronouncing our guest's name, and I probably need to apologize in advance, even though she just gave me pointers on how to say her name off the air. Shaghayegh? Shaghayegh? Oh, my goodness. Farsijani, I'm going to have her repeat that for me. She is a former reporter and anchor. Also says she's a poet, and her book is called The Burden of My Red Lips in Tehran. It's an eye-opening look into what life was really like for young women during the most heated years of Iran's modern history. Now, if you didn't hear us talk about that this morning, you certainly want to hear it now. Ms. Farsijani, oh my goodness. Betty Smith is on the phone. Let me just give you an easy name.
Farsijani.
Betty Smith. No. Tell me before we're done with this. I'm going to know how to say your name.
It means poppy.
What?
Poppy.
It means poppy.
Which part? The first or the last?
No, the first name.
Your first name?
The first name means poppy. It's a wild poppy love flower.
And how do you pronounce it?
I'll do the syllable version of it.
Got it.
Shaghayegh.
Shaghayegh.
Right.
Did I do it right?
Like,
all right, let me
did
write
it right.
Let me write that down. So at the end,
I think you need to write it down phonetically.
Shaghayegh.
Yeg.
Shaghayegh.
Right.
Shaghayegh and Farsijani.
The Farsijani part is the easier.
Yes, it is easier. Oh, Shaghayegh. Okay, I got it. Shaghayegh.
You can call me Poppy if you feel
Poppy.
You have a little.
Does anybody call you Poppy? Will I be the only person in the world? Oh, you have lots of people call you Poppy?
We could make you the only person in the world, Larry, but.
I like to be special.
Yes, and you are, but my friends call me Poppy. But the way you say it may be different.
Where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from New York City. I live in New York.
Oh, I would definitely call. No, in New York, I would call you Pa. Hey, Pa. I grew up in New York. Everybody has a one-syllable name. I'm La. Hey, La. All right. So how did you end up? Did you obviously your accent sounds like you're American, right?
Yes. I'm completely American, and it was. I spent 15 to 23 in Iran, and that's where the book comes out, from that period of my life that I lived in Tehran.
When you were 15 years old?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, so that makes it.
The book is a 1-year span of that lifetime, but when I was 15 years old, I went to Iran. And
tell us why. Why did you do that? What was it like? What was the political climate like at that time?
Well, I was young. I wasn't. It was mainly. It wasn't as well. Right now, it's gotten lighter, but it wasn't as harsh as it was after the revolution.
Are you in a gymnasium? Where are you?
No. I'm in a studio, but I think next door they're doing some kind of shooting, and they have this music going on.
No, but you got such great reverb. I mean, you could sing in that room. It sounds like you're in.
Oh my God!
Where?
It's like the Lincoln Center. It's that big.
It's gigantic. It sounds like you're in a big place. Okay, so I'm sorry. So
like the Lincoln Center.
So you were whatever the political climate was. You didn't even know, right? You were out of touch with that.
Right. I wasn't really in touch with that. I was so confused with my identity that the political stuff was the last issue on the agenda that I wanted to familiarize myself with.
Oh my goodness. Can I ask you a personal question? What religion are you? None?
I'm a follower of all religions. I'm very spiritual.
Okay.
And I believe that religion separates people. I think
it does. Yeah. No, I'm not doubting that, and I'm not. I'm not trying to do anything to harm you by asking that question, but I've always had this feeling that certain religions are not welcome in Iran, and certain ones are. Am I right about that?
No, all religions are really welcomed in Iran. Yeah, it's all perception. Some people separate themselves and they have fear, but it's really not like that. I think it's all mental and it's all your perspective. I knew my best friend in Iran, she was Jewish. And, it was all perspective. She tried to hide it. There was no... And, even initially when she met me, because I was not Jewish, she didn't tell me. And then when I went to her house and, I realized she celebrated Rosh Hashanah and this and that, I said and then she opened up to me very fast because she knew I had a very open and non-traditional mindset.
Yeah.
Right. My name is Shaghayegh. I'm cool.
You're a poppy. Well, I see. That's how I hope I'm that way with everybody. Yeah, and I'll tell you. You know what it is when you do a talk show. Everybody thinks you're going to be this ultra conservative and you're not going to like certain people, and I don't know why that happens. But I have them come in here, and they're all already on the defensive before I've said one syllable to them.
Yeah.
But then they get to know me right away. I call them Poppy, and everything's fine.
Larry, I thought you would only call me Poppy.
No, well, I meant you.
See now?
I meant you.
Now.
See,
you meant me. Okay.
I love how women do this to me. Women do this to me all the time.
Put you on the spot.
Yes. So what was it? What was life like in Tehran? I want to get to the. So you being female. Okay, I asked you about religion, but so that had nothing to do with anything. But being female had something to do with everything, right?
And age 15.
A 15-year-old.
Right. At that age, usually all the parents sell their homes and take their children back to a country where the children could go to university and college and get their BAs or AAs. But mine was the other way around, and that's why the story is so unique, because I grew up here in a Brooklyn neighborhood, and I grew up in Bensonhurst. And my dad took me from Brooklyn, and he took me to Tehran. And they're very similar as far as the quote-unquote city aspect of it. But as far as, it was a huge cultural shock for me. I went from eating mac and cheese and pizza bagels, to eating food that I didn't even recognize. And then speaking a language that I wasn't very familiar with. So it was kind of like Persian and English combined, more English. And especially when my English came out, it was very Brooklynized. It was very New Yorkish, Brooklynized. And I used to go to bike rides in Coney Island. I used to play punch ball, and now I couldn't go for a bike ride anymore. You don't really see girls on bikes.
Okay, so that's what we want to know. We want to know why you couldn't take a bike ride.
There was a park that male and female was separated, and females could ride their bike in the female section of that park. And that park was, imagine, somewhere in the Hamptons. Like if I'm in New York City, it was that area. Okay. So first of all, my father didn't even have the time to take me there because he was so business oriented. But secondly, it was like separated. What do I want to do in a separated park? How am I going to affect a guy while I'm riding my bike? And on top of that, I had to wear this long... Right. I mean, what is he going to look at? And then on top of that, I had to wear this long coat.
What is he going to look at?
With scarf.
We like faces too, by the way.
I know you do, but, I'm a fast bike rider. I'm going to be getting past
but women like fashion, too. Women like to be dressed up.
All right, so I asked you about religion. I asked you about being a girl. What about being an American? Were they afraid that you might corrupt their way of life?
Oh, they loved me. Oh, my God. They thought I was this alien, this loved alien. Everything I said was accepted immediately.
Oh, really?
Especially when it came to pop culture. And I remember, Bon Jovi had just come out with a new album, and I had written it all over my book. And, the next page was, a religious figure. All the books in Tehran, they have the religious leader on it. It's like having George Washington on the front page of every book. So when you open the book, it's first the religious leader. And then, the books, if it's, I don't know, biology or whatever it is, it goes into that content afterwards.
Wow.
And then I had Bon Jovi all over the cover of my book and stuff. And everybody looked at my book and they're like, oh, my God, this girl is so cool. And it was just me being me.
Did you ever tell John Bon Jovi this? Did you? When you say Bon Jovi, do you mean the man or the group? You're the group or the man?
No, the man. The group was great too, but I just liked John.
Does he know? Does he know this story?
I'm gonna have to tell him.
Oh gosh, he would love this story.
New Jersey. Yeah, and all the girls were crazy about that song always. And the funny thing was, they couldn't express themselves, so that was the pointer. I didn't know that I shouldn't be expressing myself too much, which, I am a girl from Brooklyn. I have to be me.
Yeah, yeah.
But in Tehran, you have to kind of put a lid on all of those areas. And that's what I point out in the book, that I had a problem with trying to keep my mask up. That I'm not into pop songs and Spice Girls and Bon Jovi. I was a big, big Madonna fan. And I was not into that. And, we watched movies. We had a movie guy, and the type of movies that we watched, they were not allowed. They were not legal. So if the movie guy got caught and we got caught buying from the movie guy,
Wow.
it would be automatic arrest.
Arrest.
Wow.
And what would the sentence be?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I think maybe.
Chop
I don't
off your
know.
hands?
Maybe. No. It wasn't something radical as that, but it was. I think maybe you give a fee and then you come out. We never got caught, so I don't know what the consequences was.
What would be an illegal movie? Rocky?
No, remember when Ghost came out with Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze?
Yeah.
And Bad Boys, Scarface. So they would actually delete the X parts of those movies if it had any,
Right.
and then they would dub it. And if there were any swear words or anything, they would take them out, and then they would show it.
Oh, really?
Oh, gosh. Well, this is really taxing for a girl of 15 all the way up to 23, because you want to have fun. You want to have fun with both sexes. And you also want to, go out on dates and just have a good time. And you were squashed from doing that.
Yeah, so I did everything undercover. I couldn't hide completely who I was. I had to do, especially at that age, you have to get that out. If it's not out, then it'll be the demon inside of you. So I had to do it. I had my.
When you got back to New York, was it a great relief? Oh, finally I'm back home. But or were you because you were there so long in Tehran, did you actually become accustomed to that?
I was never accustomed to it. I think because I had so many of my roots were based here growing up. I was a big, it was, my childhood was here, so everything was formed in that period.
Right.
So when I came back from New York, this may sound very funny, but I craved chocolate chip cookies. I craved going to Coney Island.
That sounds good.
I craved, oh my God, and having a hot dog. I craved really simple stuff. I didn't crave going to a concert or lavish things. I just craved the really simple lifestyle.
Oh, man. Yeah, I know what you mean. So did you, here's another personal question. Did you have a boyfriend over there? Or were you allowed to?
Yeah, the book is actually one of the main figures in the book, kind of called the hero of the night, is my first boyfriend, who I meet on one of the streets in Tehran. So as opposed to bar hopping, which is not allowed, nor do they have alcohol or bars, the kids go around in their cars. And at the time, there was a street called Jordan, named after Samuel Jordan back in the Shah's era in Iran. And so there's really, really high-end cars, and they go around in circles, and they kind of look at each other, and, they see who's, the cooler one, or who likes who, and then they exchange numbers, or they throw a piece of paper with the number and the guy's name, into the girl's window.
Oh, wow.
And if the girl doesn't like it, she pulls up her window. Yeah, so...
If this wasn't... it almost sounds like a National Geographic, like a mating ritual in National Geographic. The quail, they go around in circles, and if they like one another, they let them know with a signal, a secret signal.
Oh my God! And the girls in Iran, they're the best. They're very charming, and they could show you attitude. But even though they would show you that attitude, they're so still lovable. And they would turn away with their scarves, not looking, kind of even in their, for full vision. They wouldn't see the guy, so they would turn, and that would be a signal that, hey, I'm not interested. Don't go chasing after my car, and don't give me your phone number. I'm really not interested.
Car.
I love that. That's so great.
Chasing after my car.
You poor guys. You're always...
You were all running after the girls.
Did the kind of job that your dad had, was he high up in the hierarchy, or were you middle class, or?
My father, he was an entrepreneur. So my father wasn't, he was and is an oil engineer, but he he became his own entrepreneur with his own business, so he wasn't really in the corporate nor federal world working for someone. So that didn't affect us. And there are many people in Iran that are very successful entrepreneurs. And I actually went into the federal news agency, and I started working, but in the book, because I had to keep it short, I transformed that into an internship.
Oh.
And yeah, it was very interesting. I mean,
This is really interesting, yeah. Did I take a break, Robin? I don't know if I took a break.
No, you haven't yet.
I didn't take a break yet. I got to take a break.
Oh.
You were so intrigued.
I'm not kidding you. I really am intrigued with this story, and you're just changing everything I thought about this place. I thought it was going to be such a different interview. All right, Shaghayegh. Farsijani. See, I wrote it down.
You're there.
Also
You're
known as
there.
my friend Poppy in Brooklyn.
Exactly.
We'll be right back.
The Brooklyn Poppy.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine and building clouds today. Watch out for an afternoon and evening thunderstorm, the high 90 to 94. Partly cloudy overnight, low 71 to 75. Tomorrow, sunshine mixing with clouds, an afternoon and evening thunderstorm around, high 90 to 94. On Saturday, Independence Day, times of clouds and sun with an afternoon thunderstorm likely, the high 90 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Are you wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars on termite retreat fees? If you're not with Turner Pest Control, you probably are. Turner Pest Control offers the industry's only termite and pest control package that never charges retreat fees, ever. You can get started today for only $99. This is a value of $500 or more. This includes treatments, installation of monitoring stations, quarterly pest control, and a lifetime guarantee, all for an unbelievable low $99. Even if you have another pest control provider, visit turnerpest.com to find out how you can avoid paying those high termite retreat fees.
Ooh, ouch. Does pain have you glued to the couch? Yes, unfortunately it's true that every year we must get older, but that doesn't mean we have to deal with pain in our back, knees, or shoulder. If your muscles and joints are sore, don't worry anymore. Come get acupuncture from me and you'll be pain-free. Acupuncture starts as low as $35 at a Better You Healthcare. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, at 615-5566. Stop your pain from driving you insane.
John Tesh Radio Show.
Over 40% of women surveyed will check out your LinkedIn to see how you're doing job-wise. But stuffing your anger down isn't the answer either. In fact, that makes blood pressure skyrocket even more than screaming. Instead, go for a run. The latest coverage options are heavy-duty, designed to conceal even the biggest and baddest tattoos while still looking natural.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Yep.
All right, 6 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Have you ever heard the expression mansplaining, Robin? You don't know what mansplaining is?
No, I don't.
It's like this new word when guys talk down to girls. I'm mansplaining to you.
Oh, okay.
Like right now, I just mansplained what mansplaining means.
Well, yeah, I didn't know what it was.
I knew what it meant.
You're not talking now to me.
I think Poppy knows what I mean. Do you know what I mean, Poppy?
Say that again.
Do you know what mansplaining is? That's when when a man talks condescendingly to a woman as if she doesn't understand it.
Man ascending, man descending, something like that.
Like explaining, the word explaining, but the word man instead of the word like mansplain. Anyway,
that doesn't apply to us, Larry. I just want to make that clear.
No, not to us. Not to us.
Right.
We've bonded already. We've bonded.
Yeah. Right. We're the Poppy team.
I'm not looking at you like you've got lamb shanks. I'm looking at.
Glad we made that clarification.
But I love. Can I just read one paragraph from the book? Then he was there, and leaning down by my open window, I caught a trace of cologne, and he gazed at me as if he was inspecting lamb shanks. Do you know your way home from here? That's what he said to you? And so that's mansplaining. Because I can show you how to get home.
Well, he wanted to meet her. You see, he figured, well,
but that could be Brooklyn.
Know her.
The cologne, the open window, leaning in, checking the lamb shanks. Right? Couldn't that all be Brooklyn?
That could have well been Brooklyn, but it wasn't. And the point that I was trying to make was that I didn't even know such a thing existed in Iran. I was so brainwashed that I was like, cologne doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. A guy looking at a girl like in a very sensual way doesn't exist.
Right.
A guy putting his face inside the car, that kind of energy that was exchanged at that moment with me and him, that sure as hell did not exist, and it was such an eye opener for me. And my friend that was next to me, the Jewish girl that I had met, she was so, she was like Elaine from Seinfeld. She was like,
yada, yada, yada.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was, that's why it was so eye-opening for me, because it was the first time that I was actually having a conversation with a guy, even though it was in silence at the beginning.
So what's the red lips focus? Why do we focus on the red lips in the title? Is there a story about that in the book?
The red lips is the signal of femininity. I definitely wanted to bring the femininity to the book, and red lips was, lips is such a sensual, the lips, and when you kiss someone or when you kiss a female, I think it's the most intimate form of energy exchange and sensuality. So that's why the lips came in, and then the red, because I really wanted to make this feminine, and because Persian girls, and it does focus a lot on Persian girls, they're so beautiful and so exotic, and I wanted to bring out the femininity in their characters in the book.
So why is it the burden? Why is it the burden?
You did a great job.
Yeah, you just took us in with your words. I was taken in by that whole red lip kissing thing. Everything she just said, I was...
The lamb shagging and the red lips.
Everything,
yes.
yeah.
Larry.
Persian girl.
But why is it the burden? Why is the burden?
Well, it's so funny, because initially the book was called My Red Lips, My Tehran, and then it didn't grab me at that point, and I needed a big kick to it. So I was searching for a word, and the randomest of stories, I got into an elevator one day, and there was this ex-FBI agent in the elevator with me, and the elevator got stuck.
Oh, no.
And so we were in this elevator for 10 minutes, and
gosh.
I
Did he
opened
check
up
out your
about...
shanks? He didn't check out your shanks, did he?
No, he was a very old retired. I don't know. He might have been checking out, but he's still a man.
Yeah, that's right. Don't let that old retired thing fool you.
Yeah. So anyway, he said, sweetheart, I'm going to give you one note of advice. You put burden at the beginning of that title, and you got it made. And I swear to God, the moment he said that, the elevator started moving again.
Wow.
That was your angel. That was
that was my angel, and he gave his card to me. He's like, next time when you get famous, I'm your bodyguard.
Well, you're famous. Did you ask him to live up to his promise?
Yeah, I don't think he would reject. I mean, remember, he still sees lamb shanks.
It's all right. He'll protect you when you're with John Bon Jovi.
You're gonna go far. You're just a fun interview. Everybody's gonna love talking to you.
And so thank you.
Likewise.
I'm disappointed that we're done. All right. So the book. I have a copy of the book, The Burden of My Red Lips in Tehran. Call me if you want the copy that was sent to us by Shaghayegh Farsijani, also known as Poppy.
Thank you.
Go online to, is it Red Lips in Tehran? Is that the
redlipsintehran.com.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Amazon, et cetera, all has the book, right?
Yes, they all have a copy. They all sell the book.
When you're on the Today Show, when you're on Ellen, just tell them we said hi, okay?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't think twice, Larry. Don't think twice, guys.
You will be. I can feel
WOCAAM.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's us.
We're here.
That was fun. That was too fun. WOCA Ocala. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A landmark deal reached 5 years after the Gulf oil spill.
BP's now settling up with Gulf Coast states and the Justice Department for close to $19 billion. Louisiana's getting the biggest chunk.
More than $6.8 billion.
Louisiana Attorney General Buddy Caldwell. Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida are also getting billions.
Fox Radio's Eben Brown. According to AP, aides say that Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker plans to announce he's running for for president, officially July 13th. Meanwhile, the fallout continues for another GOP hopeful over controversial comments about Mexican immigrants.
Republican New Mexico Governor Susana Martinez has called Donald Trump's comments horrible. Macy's released a statement saying the company is severing business ties with the Republican presidential hopeful, but Trump told Fox's Greta Van Susteren the decision to end the business relationship was mutual.
Fox Radio's Michelle Polino. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Sweet memories fill this place. Can't wait to get a taste. Come on home.
The 4th of July is almost here. And what better way to celebrate than with Eckrich smoked sausage on the grill? Come on home to the savory smokehouse taste of Eckrich smoked sausage, bringing families together for over 120 years.
The love is waiting, so come on home.
Come on home.